Well, hey everybody, Casey here. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the collective. We have some amazing contributors and we look forward to the future of this. We're so excited that you are along on the journey with us. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to the newsletter. You're going to get an email every time a post has been posted on the blog. And listen, we hope that this is just a great resource for you in life and ministry or whatever that may look like. So thanks for tuning in. What I have for you today are 4 simple things, well, maybe not so simple, but 4 things that can help you lead your creative person or team more effectively. So let's get right into it. Number 1, give them time and space to create. Now, when leading a creative person or creative team, it's essential to understand that their process looks different than you might think. Now, as a leader, you might be a very type A driven personality, and that's awesome. However, your creative person or creative team may not be that way. And without getting too deep into personality types, it's really important to recognize this. You see, the person on the other side of the ask may create better maybe in a clean, tidy office space. Others may prefer a lobby or maybe a quiet coffee shop with earbuds. It looks different. Whatever their process looks like, it's actually in your best interest to give them the time and space to produce your request. Now, that leads us right into number 2, which is communicate clearly. Clear communication is essential to any team, but especially a creative team. When communicating the vision behind your ask, it's best to give them the foundation. Explain to them what you want the element to communicate. For instance, if you're asking for a video series bumper, tell them what kind of emotion you're pulling for, or maybe what kind of context you're pulling from. Is it scriptural based? Is it theme based? Whatever that may be. All of these different elements paint the picture in the mind of the creative. Remember, they understand the mechanics behind your ask. So when you have communicated what you're looking for, also ask questions. Now, hopefully this makes sense. Ask them questions to weigh in. Ask them if there are maybe some roadblocks in the way. Ask them what resources they may need to achieve this. And then allow them to actually ask you questions. Remember, communication isn't just a one-way street, right? You as a leader empower your team when they have buy-in. You're not just asking them to do something for you, you're asking them to be an extension of what you as a leader or pastor are trying to communicate through that element. Number 3, deadlines work both ways. Now look, I've been on both sides of creative ministry and pastoral leadership ministry. One of the most crippling things we can do as pastors and leaders are put unrealistic expectations on our creative team. Look, the fact is, I never personally want to place an expectation on my team that I am not also willing to place on myself. You know, in the process of communication, it's essential to plan ahead as much as possible, so to set up all the moving parts within your creative team. Look, you're never going to want to ask a big thing in a small time frame. Here's the deal, I love barbecue. And for those of you that may not know, when you make barbecue, the saying is simply this: low and slow. And what that means is to achieve the best taste, the best quality flavor. That is achieved through cooking at a low temperature at a consistent pace. It may not go as fast as we want, but at the end, the product is always best. The same applies to our creative process. We always want things done quickly. We all do, but we have to remember that these things actually take time. And if we rush things, the fact is, we get rushed results. Number 4, trust. Now this one's gonna be a little tough to swallow, but it's very important. Look, like I said, this one may be a little hard to swallow. Pastors, leaders, it is essential for you to trust your creative team. Look, the fact is, the hard reality is that your creative team probably knows more trends and styles than you do. Trust them in their creativity. Let them explore new styles and trends. Another hard reality is, just because you may not like what they produce, that does not mean it's not good or right for the request. Now, with that being said, I have to say this. as the leader or pastor, you are the final say. You're the final word. So if there is something that maybe doesn't settle well with you, look, instead of criticizing, ask questions. Ask questions like, help me understand why you chose this. Help me understand why you went this direction or that direction. You'll get more significant results with questions than with harsh criticisms. But again, to circle back around, it's so important that you trust your team. Because look, if your team doesn't feel like they have your trust, then they're gonna feel like they're working against you rather than with you. So it's essential that trust is established with your team. Well, hey everybody, that's it for today. Be sure to follow along because, hey, listen, next time we are going to be talking about 4 ways that you as a creative can better serve your leadership and or pastor. So we're gonna be flipping the script a little bit. So tune in, be sure to subscribe because you're gonna wanna make sure and be a part of that. So we'll see you on the next one, guys.